For years, if you were a theme park fan living in Texas, you would have very limited options for attractions and parks. While everyone outside of Texas had peak like Cedar Point, huge coasters, and even Universal, Texans were lucky if we even got one new coaster. Until now, as 2026 is looking to be the biggest year for theme parks in the Lone Star State. So gather around because today we're talking about it. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the channel for all those thrill seekers. If you're a theme park fan like myself or want some local news, we are your #1 source of news for Texas theme parks. And if you want to help a small channel hit our huge goal of 25K before the end of 2026, you can do that by hitting the like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell to know when new videos come out on my channel. You won't want to miss what I'm cooking up for November because trust me, there's a lot. And of course, special thanks to all my current subscribers. With that said, let's get started. I don't know if it's just me, but every week so far this past month has got me feeling like I won the finals. With just how many rides keep popping up in my home state, it genuinely feels like a dream. As of right now, the current tally is placing 2026 with over 7 new coasters, 2 brand new theme parks, and even some water slides here and there. We're eating good. So of course, in typical theme park fashion, we're running back the basics with a top 5 list of every new ride coming to Texas. Obviously in no particular order by the way, because too much work. And to kick it off, we're headed down south to San Antonio for SeaWorld and their newest thrill ride. Recently announced, I give you Barracuda Strike, the newest inverted coaster joining SeaWorld San Antonio's lineup. Themed after the fish that ate Nemo's mom. Sorry, I had to. I actually really dig this coaster's theme. Usually, SeaWorld does a copy and paste with ride themes or names. But SeaWorld San Antonio always stands out, and Barracuda Strike is another hit. Not only is it a perfect fit for the park, but it's a great tribute to the native wildlife of Texas, as barracudas can be found in the Gulf Coast. And its location next to Steel Eel kind of fits the vibe, don't you think? Now, as for the ride type, yes, it is another family B&M invert, and SeaWorld tends to love them a lot lately. But hot take, I think this is a great addition. I am very familiar with the particular stereotype this manufacturer is getting. If you know, you know. However, if you want some good news, the family B&M inverts tend to have less of a rattle problem, and for all we know, this ride could actually be pretty smooth. And just be happy it's not Penguin Trek, because trust me, I rode that and the rattle is very real. Plus, how can you complain when I'm really digging this ride's location? When we saw the track for this new coaster show up in the park, I was really curious as to where they would put it. And now, thanks to some updates, we can see that Barracuda will be located right next to Steel Eel. And I mean right next to it. Barracuda's first drop literally goes through eel supports. And not only that, but drops you towards the water for what I could assume to be our version of Manta at SeaWorld Orlando's water flyby moment. But of course for Barracuda. Like I said, yeah, it's a family coaster, but location and setting definitely makes a difference, and SeaWorld San Antonio was cooking for this layout. We don't always need something extreme, especially when SeaWorld's whole identity revolves around the families. Give it time and eventually we'll get that extreme multi-launch coaster everyone's been wanting. But for now, this coaster will definitely fill out the park's lineup and really get the families excited. Call me an overthinker, but I believe this is a step for future major growth for this park. It's honestly so underrated and gets placed in the back burner more compared to the other SeaWorld parks. Thanks to this though, there's more room for growth, and little by little it'll become less under the radar and finally get the attention it deserves. So I'm all for it. The real question is, will they play Barracuda for the onboard soundtrack? Please SeaWorld. F1 season is about to go crazy because 2026 will officially complete the opening of the all-new Codaland coming to Austin, Texas. After covering the park 3 years consecutively, this is not a drill. Coda is finally set to open soon. Little plug to my boy Thrill Nerd since he's been doing a great job covering construction. But as you can see, more rides are being placed and the park is taking shape. Also, I am aware that yes, Circuit Breaker is officially open, technically, because you still have to buy a ticket to a race to even have a chance to ride. But when I mean 2026, I mean the whole park itself, as Circuit Breaker is basically a sample at the moment. A pretty good sample might I add, because everyone's loving it. By the way, if you were thinking they would just plop the rides down and call it a day, to all our surprise, the park will actually have aesthetic details to fit the racing theme. Sure, it's not big, but it's cool they're going all out. I mean, just look at Circuit Breaker. But to summarize, there will be a lot to do, including a log flume, tons of flat rides, Palindrome, which is still not open yet, and the main thing that it's right next to a racetrack. I mean, seriously, who knew a racetrack would invest this much on brand new coasters? Am I complaining though? Definitely not. I'm so excited to eventually get on Circuit Breaker as well as check out this park, and once we do get public access, you best know I'll be covering it. Coeur d'Alene has tons of potential, and Austin residents, let's see in the comments how many of y'all are hyped for this. Headed up north to my home base, DFW is getting ready for the state's first and only Giga. Come on, if you don't already know it by now, what are you doing? That's right, I'm talking about Tormenta Rampaging Run. This coaster has been so hyped up, especially on this channel, which is totally understandable because this one ride truly changes Six Flags Over Texas forever. For years, the original Six Flags has been neglected, and y'all don't understand how disappointing it was to receive clone ride after clone ride with unoriginal theming. Don't get me wrong, I love my home park and I always will, but I also won't be blinded by nostalgia to say 2015 through 2023 was not our strongest years. However, now we have this coaster, and it means so much. For one, upgrades to the park. With Tormenta, the Classic Spain section of the park is set to receive a full-on transformation, which not only will have new theming, but a new dining location, Cocina Abuela. The coaster itself has one of my favorite themes ever, with Team Texas actively striving to make this coaster a new icon for the park, similar to our familiar favorites New Texas Giant, Titan, or even Freeze. And Tormenta is a great name. And lastly, it's a Giga, so tall there's literally a Giga crane needed to lift up its track and will absolutely draw eyes to over Texas. But JB, it's a dive coaster. Sure, but a 300-foot dive coaster. We generally cannot comprehend how crazy this will be, and some of the elements are truly spectacular. Traditional implement? Sure, but make it bigger. Vertical loop? Yeah, but make it bigger. They truly went all out, and we've needed a coaster in this park like this for a long time. Not to mention, that first implement looks like it'll have a lot of hang time, and I've seriously wanted a coaster that has some hang time in the park. The best part about it is that it's my home park. Yeah, I'm biased, I can't lie, but come on, you're telling me you wouldn't be excited for a Giga coaster even if it's a dive, to be only 15-20 minutes away from you, and you can ride it anytime you want to, any weekend of the year? That's peak. Tormenta will truly be an exciting addition. And speaking of, you may want to hit that red button for exclusive behind the scenes construction tours coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. Before we get to the last new addition for Texas, I do have to give an honorable mention to Slitterbahn in New Braunfels. Next year, they're set to have a brand new water slide, and while I can't really go too much in depth as we don't have the full information just yet, it's definitely something to know, especially with the park hyping it up. I've actually never been, but from what I've heard, it's a really great water park in Texas, and since now it's associated with Six Flags and I can use my all-park passport, I will definitely check it out, and even more reason to do so, especially with a brand new water slide next year. So for my water park enthusiasts out there, you're also eating good for 2026. Last but definitely not least, we head a little bit further north in Frisco, Texas for the all-new Universal Kids Resort. Yes, Universal in Texas. As shocking as Tormenta is, I still remember how surprising it was to find out Universal wanted to have a property in the Lone Star State. Now, is this going to be like Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure? Probably not, because it is Universal Kids, emphasis on the kids. Although we should not ignore this park, and here's why. When the announcement first came out, we had no idea what this park would look like. Maybe a few predictions, but nothing official. Until now, because a few weeks ago, Universal has officially dropped some new concept art for the park, and it actually looks pretty cool. The official characters you'll see at Universal Kids include Gabby's Dollhouse, Shrek, Puss in Boots, Minions, Jurassic World, Trolls, and even SpongeBob. Definitely a first for Universal. Now, being completely honest, the most extreme ride is looking to be the kiddie coaster for the Jurassic World area. But real talk, I think even adults would have fun here. For example, the front of the park will be home to a Minions water attraction, basically a smaller scale roaring rapids, but themed around the Minions fighting their purple counterparts. But don't let its cute look fool you. From the concept art, you can tell you'll probably get very soaked, and there's even a unique element where you go into a whirlpool. All I'm gonna say is Universal typically goes all out with their water attractions, and I think this one, even if it's for kids, will be no different. And the same can be applied to all the other lands in the park. Yes, they're kiddie attractions, yes, there's playgrounds, but obviously Universal's thinking smart. The adults can and will have fun here, and while they're not the main audience, there has to be a reason for them to also come as well. And I bet you that food is gonna be gas. If it's anything like Epic Universe, we're in for a treat. Essentially, think of it as Great Wolf Lodge, but outside, bigger, and Universal themed. Pretty cool. Plus, this is completely my own personal theory. But what if Universal is testing the grounds of the Lone Star State, and they didn't want to risk it with a huge theme park, so they went with this one? If it's successful, maybe, just maybe, they can add in a separate new park that will be for the adults. Kind of like how we have Universal Studios and next door, Islands of Adventure. Just saying. Even if it ends up only being Universal Kids, the fact that this park as well as the other attractions we listed all open within the same year is insane. Next year we'll have lots of things to check out left and right. And if you live in Texas, it'll basically be your new bucket list. The best part? There's something for everyone. If you're craving something extreme, you got Tormenta. But if you want something on the more family-friendly side, you got San Antonio or Universal Kids. I truly believe it's only the beginning for Texas, and little by little we'll start to get bigger attractions with bigger investments. I for one cannot wait to see how that turns out, and if a Texas theme park war is brewing. Ultimately, the Texas theme park fans are winning regardless. With that said, which one are you most excited to check out? And which one are you visiting first? Comment down below. Also shout out to this week's special Thrill Crew members. If you want to see your name on here too for the next video, head over to jbthrills.com and cop one of our many Thrill Crew sticker designs, like Save a Horse, Airtime, or even my personal favorite, Thrill Seeker. So definitely hit that link in the description. And thank you for watching. This is JB Thrills signing out.